Hardworking queen, positive queen, loyal queen, successful queen, loving queen, God-fearing queen, respectful queen, ambitious queen. The everyday queen. You know the everyday queen. You know the everyday queen. Ooh, 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 the everyday queen. You know the everyday queen.
Hi, and welcome to the Everyday Queen.
I am Rudy.
And I am Tina. And we are so excited for tonight's episode. Everyone get excited! All right.
So this is Crown of Awakening. Yes, we're going to talk about health in the Black community, and we're also going to talk about business in the Black community.
Yes, so we just want to definitely February. We all know it's Black History Month, and tonight is everything is black, blackity, blackity, black. All right. So we have two very special guests. We have Trenae West and we have Ben, who is going to kind of go over the business and the health side in the Black community. So let's start first with Trenae to introduce herself and what she does and a fun fact about yourself.
Oh, wow. All right. So my name is Trenae West. I am a physician. I practice here in the state of Virginia in the Tri-City area. I also am an entrepreneur. I do have my own mentoring company, real estate company. Fun fact about me, I like to rap and freestyle. And I think
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, Trenae.
Thank you so much, Trenae. Welcome again.
Yes. All right, Ben.
So my name is Benjamin Cranshaw. I'm a finance professional. I have a little real estate investment company that I do on the side. And a fun fact about me is I used to DJ when I was in high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got to do a collab together. What's up? Okay.
So I'm going to start off with the first question. How do you feel in regards to trying to stay afloat in the business, in regards to trying to manage family, your full-time career, and also your personal life?
You can go first.
You can go first, Trenae.
Oh, okay. That's a good question. So I think that it definitely is something to be said about having a work-life balance, but also, needing to juggle many things at one time. Mm-hmm. For me, a lot of it is about prioritization. So knowing what my schedule looks like and prioritizing the things that must get done versus the things that I want to get done. That has helped me a lot in terms of juggling multiple things at one time. And then to be honest, my husband is also my business partner. So he's been helpful also when it comes to, sharing tasks and collabing. But irregardless of a spouse, I think it's really helpful to realize things that you absolutely have to do and things that you can either partner with someone else to do or delegate unto others as well. It's not always easy, but it's definitely manageable. But that prioritization is key. You have to have a plan and you have to, prioritize the things that, are necessary in your day.
I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. All right. Thank you, Trenae. And Ben, what about you? How do you manage life and work-life balance with your business?
I mean, she knocked it out of the park. I mean, basically, I agree with everything she said. Prioritization is key, especially like in the real estate space. So like I have rental properties and, sometimes you have small repairs that can wait. Or for instance, I had a tree fall on somebody's car a couple of weeks ago. So I'm like, okay, I got to cut the tree down. That's something that I have to handle right away. And it's also as far as prioritization is key, and having like a calendar with a schedule just to stay focused, because like oftentimes you're getting pulled in a lot of different directions, and definitely having all your stuff in a calendar helps you stay organized. So, and you just try to stay stress free, because if not, man, like they're like with great responsibility, like there's a lot of pressure and you don't want it to overwhelm you. So you always want to try to unwind and just not let things stress you out.
Yes.
Yes. That's
Anytime something crazy happens, I just think about it. It's just part of the game, and I just deal with it.
Yes.
Absolutely, I would agree with that.
So, what advice would you give young Black entrepreneurs coming into trying to be entrepreneur, like either in real estate or just in generalization of how would you say, and also in the community, being a young Black entrepreneur? What would be some advice that you would give?
Well, first of all, I think that if they are going to jump into entrepreneurship, first of all, it's not for everybody. There's kind of this narrative out there that, kind of like looking down on people who just have 9 to 5s. Entrepreneurship's definitely not for everybody, and everybody's business isn't going to survive. So definitely you want to have some capital behind you. You want to have a strong savings. You want to make sure that you have that foundation is already in place before you jump out there and try to be an entrepreneur. In my personal opinion, I think that if you're going to start a business, it should be something that you're already good at. So it's like, all right, I have this skill, I found my niche. Now, how can I monetize it? And once you have that niche, you're already the best at it. So now it's just kind of like, okay, how do I monetize it? And how do I really grow this company? But I think first things first, you got to have that foundation in place.
All right. I totally agree with that. All right, Trinae.
Yeah, he hit it exactly right. There has been a lot of talk, especially like with the pandemic, people saying, oh, if you didn't come out the pandemic with, a new skill or, a new company. Well, everybody doesn't want to be an entrepreneur, and that's okay. For those that do, one, finding your skill set, knowing what you're good at, like he said, and that should be your biggest thing, right? You want to get into a lane, you should know your lane and stay there. Work your strengths. Don't try to go into something because you see someone else doing it. You need to find something that you're passionate about, but also something that you're good at, because it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of effort. Being an entrepreneur is not easy. You don't have, most of the time, you don't have the keys. People aren't just handing out all the information on how to start a successful, I'll use real estate because that's something we both have in common. People aren't just giving you information about this. It takes a lot of studying. It takes a lot of diligence, and it's a lot of risk. So you definitely want to prepare. You want to have a plan, and you want to make sure that you're doing the things necessary to sharpen your strengths, but also realize what your weaknesses are and see if you can network with people who are already doing it. Utilizing your resources. A lot of times I feel sometimes in all communities, but especially in the Black community, we're afraid to tell others what our weaknesses are.
Yes, I was just going to add to that. Yes.
Absolutely. That is a part of networking.
Yeah.
You have to let people know what your weaknesses are and say, hey, look, I'm trying to get into this same field. I don't want to step on your toes, but I'm running into a roadblock, with lending, financing, finding good contractors. How did you go about it? Can you, help me? Any advice? And I'm not one of those people that's afraid to ask for help. And I'm also not afraid to, share my resources. And that builds networks and bridges that can help you with your next endeavors. So I think it's something that you just have to prepare for and go at it 150%.
Yes. And I do like what you just said about pulling each other up and opening that door. If you learn something, share it. Don't just be so secretive with that knowledge. Totally agree. Yes.
I have another question. How important do y'all feel it is to have a business plan? Because sometimes people just feel like I'm just gonna jump out there and just do it.
Yes.
Oh no, business plan is imperative for multiple reasons. It lets you know what you need to be preparing for. If you don't have a plan, how can you prepare? You're not going to have a successful business if you don't have, like I said, preparation involved. You have to know what it is that your goals are and what it will take to achieve those goals. And then secondly, depending on how you're going about, your business, a lot of times it does take capital for these businesses. And even if it doesn't take capital, you may be looking to banks for financing for something in your company. And they will want to see that business plan. They want to know that they trust you, and they're not going to trust somebody who doesn't have a plan, who has not thought about all of the possibilities that may come up down the road, because stuff is going to happen. And they want to know that they, can trust you to run a successful business. So a business plan is very important.
Yes, I agree.
Anything you want to add, Ben?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's absolutely right. And then also it does, like you said, it does help you identify like the whole complete picture of your business. You're going to be forced to look at the market, your competitors. You're going to be forced to look at, okay, here are the possible risks involved with the business. What could possibly go wrong? Here's the financial projections that I'm seeing. So that can actually serve as a guide. So as you're progressing in your business, you can go back and look at your plan and be like, okay, I projected I was going to do this. Okay, but I didn't hit that mark. How do I adjust? Where did it go wrong? So it's just like it's a good plan and map to have. But I don't necessarily think you need it in all businesses, but it doesn't hurt. I think for most businesses, you should have one.
Okay. I totally definitely agree with that. At least have a plan in motion, something that you want to achieve. Write it down out there. I'm definitely an advocate of writing it down because I'm getting older, my memory a little.
You think the official?
I know get a piece of water, So we're gonna switch sides now into health. And we really want to focus on why do you feel like sometimes it's a lack of how can I say lack of exercise and nutrition in the Black community? Sometimes do you feel like we are just how can we get more knowledgeable about that? I mean, I think we are getting better, definitely with more fitness and online. But what do you think?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So this is something that I'm really passionate about is,
Awesome.
yes, health disparities, right?
Mhm.
And addressing the gaps in care, especially in the Black community. So I think it's multifold, right? We know that the economic burden in Black and Brown communities is more than our counterparts. So you have many households where families are working 2 and 3 jobs, in addition to, having to catch public transportation. The time is limited to really dedicate to diet, exercise, and nutrition, because that's a part of self-care, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard self-care when you have no time. Another thing is resources. So it's very hard for people to exercise if they don't have a membership to the gym or they don't have an accessible gym, and then or anywhere that they can exercise, safely or appropriately at home, outside, outdoors. And then with lifestyle, it's also about education. So a lot of times we think we're eating healthy, but we're actually not, oh, well, I don't drink sodas, I drink juice. Well, juice is worse than soda in a lot of
sugar.
Yes.
But because it has grape or strawberry in front, a lot of people think that's healthier. Passing down recipes that are passing down generational health problems like high blood pressure, high cholesterol. So it really is about education. And then the third piece is that health disparity part. So it's our jobs as physicians, when I go into the room, it's my job to educate the patient.
Yes.
It's our job to teach them things that they can do or we can do better to be healthier. So I think it's multifold, but I really think a lot of it goes back to health disparities and access to healthy foods, gyms and activities that can increase activity safely.
All right. I totally agree with everything you said. Ben, what do you think?
I mean, how do I follow that up?
I know she broke that all the way down.
I'll just build upon it. So yeah, definitely access to food. I mean, if you live in the hood, there's 9 times out of 10, it's not a Whole Foods that you could go to right around the corner, right?
Next question.
Right. They don't have those grocery stores that serve the fresh fruits and veggies that you really need. They got the Poppy store, they got the corner store, and 9 times out of 10, you grew up eating that stuff. That's all you know. You know what I mean? You might only have $2, $3, so you're gonna go grab you some chips, fudge brownies, quarter waters, all that stuff and you don't think it's anything wrong with it. You know what I mean? And like, as far as lifestyle choices, it's kind of like if you're growing up in the hood or like a lower income environment, all you're exposed to is, all your boys on the corner drinking, smoking weed, smoking cigarettes. That's normal to you. And as a kid, it kind of looks cool because that's what all the cool people are doing. So you kind of like just follow that same trajectory. And if you never end up progressing in life, you kind of just stay in that mindset. And then you have more, as far as working out, it's kind of like, you have more stress and things to worry about than going to the gym. You didn't eat lunch and you had a bologna sandwich for dinner. How could you even think about working out? You don't even have the strength to do it.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
That's all I got.
Yes.
That was my next question, but you
already answered it. You
so
sure?
we're gonna move on to mentoring. So Trinae, what made you become a mentor?
Oh man. Well, one, I've always been passionate about like kids and education. My mom was a teacher and then a principal, so I always just grew up in that space. But it's also about the people that mentored me and I felt helped me get to where I was going.
Okay.
So it's something that I've been very passionate about. I am very active with mentoring, and I think it's really important, especially in the Black community, because it's important for young kids to see people doing things that they may not normally see, or to
Yeah.
have someone that looks like them, that is invested in them, and showing them attention and that they love them and that they care about their future. A lot of times, the kids, I don't want to say they don't get it in school because that's a disservice to a lot of good teachers and good counselors.
Yeah.
But there are not a lot of positive images for young Black kids, to be honest. There really aren't.
Yes, I totally agree with that.
And a lot of young Black kids see success as one thing. You know, they think you have to, you know, play sports or movies or, you know, the facet of successful Black people. And so I think it's very important that we show kids that you can be successful in whatever it is you choose you want to do, and that we take the time to enrich them, you know, with the resources that they need. Because most of us, if we didn't have someone do it for us at some point, we would not have made it where we are. Everybody wants to say they made it on their own. Yeah, it takes a lot of, you know, perseverance and hard work yourself to accomplish something. But most of us had someone along the way that planted a seed in us, words of encouragement, positivity, showed us the way along the way to help us get to where we are.
Correct.
It's very important, especially in the Black community. We have to do a better job. We need more people mentoring our youth. Absolutely.
Yes, we do. Ben, would you like to just kind of wrap that up with the mentoring?
So I don't have a formal mentor mentee type of deal, but I am on a board at Morgan State. So whenever Morgan State calls me, you know, I'm there on the conference calls, giving suggestions as an alum. I talk to a lot of panels there for newcomer MBA students and give advice to the president of the MBA program. They call me a lot, and I give back a lot to the school because you know, I owe a lot to Morgan. So
that's awesome. You say you don't have a formal mentoring program. That's great.
That is really great. That's awesome. And
Yes,
I think what you, Trinae and Ben, what you have said today has been phenomenal. Definitely very insightful. Definitely crown of awakening. And I know when people watch this, they're gonna wake up and get more woke. And so Rudy and I from the Everyday Queen just want to thank Trinae and Ben from the bottom of our heart to come tonight and do the crown of awakening. We really do appreciate both of you support and just being here tonight.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And I hope you guys have a great night,
evening.
great evening.
Bye.
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 So from the Everyday Queen, we just want to thank you guys all for joining us tonight for the Crown of Awakening. Thank you. We just want to say for Black History Month, thank you to our ancestors who have paved a way for us to be here and our great opportunities in the world. So thank you. Definitely celebrate Black History Month. It should be celebrated year round, 365 days, because we have done some awesome things. Would you like to add on to that?
I think you kind of summed everything up in regards to Black history. Definitely should be year round, because we have definitely did some powerful things in the community. A lot of inventions have been made by our Black beautiful kings and queens. So definitely do something and a celebration of the people that came before us.
Thank you so much. I know that's right. Come on, let's celebrate it one time. Put it up. All right. So y'all, let's get ready for that. Right. Definitely listen to that. Get you a good laugh in. And again, thank you so much. Until next time.
See you next week. Bye.
Hello.
Hi, is this Reggie? Hi, Reggie. My name is Jackie. Do you do catering? Okay, I was wondering, I'm trying to do a Black event in February.
Do you?
Okay.
Okay. And so what I really want to do is I want to do like chicken wings, waffles, hot dogs, hamburgers. It's going to be like a Black History event. And so I really want a variety of like comfort food. Do you do those? Do you do that type of meat?
I do, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So what I really want is I want everything to be black. So I want the waffles, the hamburgers, the hot dogs, everything black. Is that something you specialize in?
Yeah.
And when I mean black, I want black. I don't want to see anything white. I want everything black. Are you able to do that?
Okay.
Are you're able to do that?
Yeah.
The chicken wings, everything black? What about the black utensils?
Everything black.
Everything black. You can do that. What about, can you also come in all black?
It's all black affair, right?
Yes, it's all black affair. And, okay, great. So I need everything black, and I need you to also, before you are about to deliver the food, I need you to sing with us, lift every voice before we eat.
Where did you get my number from?
I got it from your menu. One of my neighbors.
From what menu?
The menu that you have. You do brunch and breakfast menu, you do catering. Is that correct? Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm the local comfort food, and we want comfort black food, and we know that you can do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pray on it from our vibe, and I will definitely give you a call to let you know if I'm going to go with you, okay?
All right.
All right, so before I go, can you just sing Lift Every Voice? Can you just sing that first? Lift
I'm sorry, I can't sing. It's 9 o'clock at night. I can't do that now.
You can't do that? Okay.
No.
Yeah, I think that was my decision right there. All right, thank you so much, and you have a great night.